I wrote a little bit of Fairy Tale, and I wrote the Strike Witches movie, and I also wrote a couple other shows for them. As far as voice work I've done, I'm Asuna in Sword Art Online. I'm Lucy in Fairy Tale, Patty in Soul Eater, Lizzie in Black Butler, Sailor Venus in Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon Crystal for the Viz redub. I just got announced to say that I'm playing Sarada in Boruto Naruto the movie. Hopefully more, but we'll see. Trying to think, Gage in Borderlands 2. And I am playing a character. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I probably shouldn't say it and get in trouble. But it's a really fun video game. I think I'm allowed to say it. Topher was like, I think you're allowed to say it. But I will say that I am working on Nier Automata. So I am excited about that, and Persona 5. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who I play in Nier Automata, so I'll just say that I'm working on that. That was a fun game. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions... Oh, and then I've had people ask if I have done on-camera work, and I was on Bones, I've been on Shameless, I was on Chase, Friday Night Lights, Walker, Texas Ranger when I was a child. And then I did a movie with a YouTuber that, you know, some people know, named Shane Dawson, called Not Cool. So that was fun. Yeah, so if you have any questions, ask away, and I will try to find cool answers. No freaking way. Oh my god. It's Bryce's birthday, and I'm gonna like text a picture. Well, his birthday was yesterday. But I'm gonna text a picture of him and be like, happy birthday to you from my face. Where's my phone when I need it? This is amazing. This is a dream come true. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'll try to see if I can make the same face. Oh my gosh. Why weren't you in it? Somebody take a picture of this? Yay! Thank you so much. This is so cool. That's amazing. They need to stop. That one guy for a second? No way! Well, tweet me so I can retweet you this picture. Yeah, send me your Twitter so I can do that. That's hilarious. Okay, so that was exciting. Guys, there's been a Bryce face. This is how it all began. It was Bryce face at Anime Expo. And on the other side was Sabbath face. Yeah. So I got very excited during the Sword Art Online panel. Bryce was eating cereal, and I just screamed, Bryce face, and then could not focus on anything else. And so then we got the director of Sword Art Online, which apparently is a copycat of the giant face situation. But we had Alex face, and Bryce is like, we need Cherami face. And now it's happened. This is so exciting. Okay, now that we've taken care of the face, do you guys have any questions? Yes. Joining the Naruto universe was terrifying. I was told by a voice actor that I love and respect, who shall remain nameless because I think he wants to keep his anonymity. He said, just know they're going to hate you. He was like, Naruto fans are so loyal, but in the beginning, like, they want to make you work for their loyalty, so they're going to tell you they hate you. And so me and Amanda Miller were terrified. And when we got the cast announced, I was like, they're only saying nice things. Does that mean they really want us dead? Like, what does it mean? Now I'm confused. So no, everybody's been very, very sweet. I have really enjoyed Naruto as a franchise, but I felt like it was so overwhelming to fully get into. Like, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're such a poser, you don't know everything about Naruto. And I'm like, how can I know everything about Naruto? There's 9 billion episodes. So this was a really exciting way for me to like jump into the franchise, and now I've become obsessed with learning about my parents. And Viz released these light novels. Sakura's story, and I think Sasuke's story is coming out soon. I told them when we went down to the Viz headquarters, I was like, I will hunt you down for my daddy's story. And he was like, Cherami, I'm sure it's somewhere in the manga. I was like, I want it all, okay? So yeah, it's been great. If anything, it's just made me very obsessed, which I guess is how you should feel about Naruto. I love Sarada. We were joking around because someone said there's a very Harry Potter-esque feel to the anime, and I was like, yeah, I'm Hermione, and the guys are really dragging me down. And Amanda goes, that hurts, but also accurate. But yeah, Boruto's cool. I just wish he'd focus a little bit more. As long as he doesn't try to get in my way of becoming Hokage, we're gonna get along just fine. But I hope there's more of a series, and it's not just the movie. Because once we got into that, I was like, man, I love these characters. I hope this isn't the end. Because I'm obsessed. I need help. So yeah, I was very excited. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
So what can you tell us about SAO3 and the new SAO movie that was released?
What can I tell you about SAO3 and the SAO movie?
Yes.
That I've seen clips of Ordinal Scale, subbed, very, very fragmented clips, and it's way cool. And I've had people tell me that I was going to be very happy with some of Asuna's stuff. I feel like there's no way that I would not be happy because it's more sword art, so I'm never going to be mad about that. I don't know anything about the plot points or anything. They don't trust us with any sort of knowledge because we do things like this and I get excited and you show me like a Bryce face or a Cherami face and suddenly I'm like, what do you want to know? I'll tell you everything. But yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know if we're getting to dub the movie. I don't know if there is officially a season 3, if what it's going to be about. I'm assuming there is officially a season 3, or at least more sword art in some capacity, because I saw something on Twitter, which means it obviously must be true, that there's a teaser at the end of the movie that teases to more sword art. So, I mean, if Twitter is any indication of the truth, then yes, there will be more, but I will probably be the last to know, and I will find out about it on Twitter from one of you lovely people when you retweet the link. I'm not trusted with any sort of top secret knowledge. I'm not even trusted with keeping a Christmas present a secret from my brother. My mom stopped telling me what she got my brother years ago when I was like, you are gonna love Guitar Hero. Sorry. My mom was like, nice going, Cherami. My brother's like, oh, I found it in the closet a week ago. So that works. Any other questions? Yes. Oh, I love your projection. Getting a part in a movie, any movie, or? Oh, getting to play a part in Ruby. Thank you. Yeah. So, weird story about how I got involved with Ruby. This is probably the weirdest, most untraditional actor ever story. I got a tweet from the creative team at Ruby, and they said, we heard you'd be interested in working with us, because I had told probably like every person that I met that worked on Ruby, I was like, if they need anyone, I would die to be on the show. And so they said, we heard you'd want to be on the show, and we did a Skype meeting, and they mentioned to me a couple characters, and so I auditioned for one, and then I didn't hear back, and I was like, oh, they hated me, and they were like, oh, this is terrible. We thought we could work with her, but we can't. And then around Thanksgiving, I got an email out of nowhere, because I didn't want to keep harassing them and be like, so about that other character, did you just give it to somebody else? Can I audition? Please, let me try again. Let me be better. So they sent me the other character, and they're like, we just got it written. Sorry it took forever. We'd like you to read for this character. We want to Skype with you first, and then we could do a read. And I loved the character so much. I couldn't wait for a Skype session, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I just recorded the audition myself and sent it in, and I didn't hear back again. And then I guess early December, they were like, I said, I didn't know if you wanted you had any notes, and they were like, oh no, you got the part. We're just setting up a recording schedule for you. So I recorded. I'm hoping there's more, because that was a sweet, fun situation. She's such a cool character from what they were talking to me about her. So, yay! So yeah, that was really, really fun. And just to say that I got to be a part of RWBY was really, really epic, because I love the show. Yes, thank you. Yes. I did. Yeah. So I worked on Not Cool with Shane Dawson. The audition process was very interesting because it was also being done through the docuseries The Chair on Starz. So we had way more cameras on us the whole time filming, which is not necessarily the case. My first audition was just sending in a tape, and then they called me back, and I met Shane, and I instantly thought he was a super cool guy. I started to kind of like stalk him and try to find out as many things as I could about him, so I didn't look like a moron when I went in to read for him. But when they told me that I was cast in the show, I didn't want to blurt out all these coincidences I had found out about him and I. So we were talking, and I said, so I just feel like I should make it clear that we have the exact same birthday, like day, year, everything. And he was like, I just thought I should make it clear that we have the same middle name, it's just spelled differently. And so then we kept finding out all these things that we had in common. Filming was really cool. He's such an outlandish personality on YouTube, and his comedy is going a mile a minute, as is Drew Monson, who I also worked with on the movie. They were just going crazy all the time. But they're such sweet, laid back, chill guys. They're gonna be like, please don't, that's our cool image, don't ruin it. But yeah, we got to hang out a lot. After we would film, we'd go to Denny's or Red Robin or Dunkin' Donuts and just hang out quietly late at night. Yeah, there were a lot of coincidences with me and Shane. I think we played a game a couple of times while we were filming, which was what song am I thinking about? And we never failed to guess the right song and sing the right lyric at the exact same time. So we joked around that we were twins. But yeah, it was very fun. We got to have body doubles, do the whole thing, because both of us were like, we are not doing any sort of nudity craziness. But I also got to have a stunt double for my watermelon scene. And that was fun, because all of my friends from high school thought that I really stole a watermelon, and I was concerned for how they thought that security cameras were that good and had that many angles. So yeah, it was a very fun process. And yeah, I have done a couple YouTube videos with him as well. He's so quick when he shoots the videos. He knows exactly what he wants. And I've done a couple of the movies with him as well. He's such a collaborative guy. He's very open-minded, very, very cool to have on set. And he's a great director and a really smart writer. So it's always a blast anytime I get to work with him or hang out with him. I love him. Yes. What was it like working on Shameless? Really cool. I got to film on the Warner Brothers lot. So it's just one of those nerdy film fan things to be able to drive on the lot, and they have your name on a pass, and you get to walk in and see all these cool legendary sets, and then you get to work there. The team was really great. I knew a little bit about the show and just how everybody said it was such a great actor series, and that they were really raw, they were really honest. That and Not Cool have been the most times ever in my life that I have gotten to say so many choice words that I try not to use normally. My grandmother always says there are nicer ways to say those things. But on Shameless and in Not Cool, we used a lot of 4-letter words. So that was really fun to be kind of sassy all day long. And again, that's another one that my friends will keep saying, oh, we wanted to see you in the show. And then my grandparents were like, oh, you're on the show? I want to watch it. I'm like, well, okay. But yeah, they're very supportive, and so everybody's been very, very cool. It was really fun to get to work with the actor who plays Lip. He's so talented, and the director was so, so cool. Yes. Yes. The other really fun thing about working on Black Butler, Ian Sinclair was the director as well as Colleen Klingenberg. They kind of split it. And they're both such collaborative directors, which is kind of tricky for an anime because you're bound by the animation. And so with Lizzie, there were just some times where I kind of got the urge to be really weird and say lines really unconventional. And Ian and Colleen would always allow me to do what they would call a Cherami take, which was like, be as weird as you want, and then we're going to do it our way right after. And there were a couple of times that the Cherami take was what made it into the animation. I think there was one of the OVAs, I think my character, was it the Alice in Wonderland one? Maybe. I think it was the Alice in Wonderland. And my character was supposed to do this like very weird reaction, and her mouth was open a very long time, and so I thought it looked like she was opera singing. So I didn't tell Ian that, and I just did the opera singing pass, and then I didn't see him, and it was because he was on the floor laughing. And I was like, I hope he keeps it. So I did a lot of weird things like that, and I love being super girly, because most of the time I play a tomboy. And it's nice to be the girly girl with the pretty hair and the fluffy dresses who loves all things adorable. I like that. Yes. What? Duet? Steins Gate. Steins Gate, the way I was introduced to Steins Gate, Colleen told me, this is going to be one of your favorite shows ever, and this is going to be one of your favorite characters ever. I just know it. And I was like, those are big words, Colleen. But it absolutely has been. That show makes sense to my brain, which means I guess I should time travel. It's just such a smart show. It's written so well. It takes you on a roller coaster of emotions. It's really cool. And I really love that it makes you think. That's one of the reasons why I love working on anime, is I feel like the stories that are being told are very complex, and they're accessible to different ages, different audiences, and you can watch it over and over again and get different pieces from the stories. And I totally get that from Steins Gate. My brain always hurts, which for me is a sign that it's a really good show. I also got to say a lot of really funny things. She's quirky, she's emotional, she's really smart, she's such a well-rounded character, just in general. And then when you say like she's a strong female character, like that's an understatement. She's an epically strong female character, which is such a joy and an honor to play. Yes. I have no idea why Persona 5 keeps getting delayed. But somebody told me today, and I can't remember who it was at the moment, but they had the best phrasing for it, and they were like, we got stood up by a game on Valentine's Day. A game should be what we go back to when we get stood up. So I was going to pass that on to the Atlas team, just because I thought that was really good. I don't know. I don't know why it keeps getting delayed. I don't know if it's like animation issues, if it's like, or not animation issues, but like coding issues, or if it's just release issues, what the deal is. I don't know. I know a couple of the voice actors got to play a part of the game for like 20 minutes. I unfortunately did not get to, because I was in SAC Anime at the time filming my web series, my husband and my web series Confessionals. So I was like, have fun playing the game. I'm going to be filming and hanging out at an anime convention. So I can't wait to play it when we finally get to do that. Again, they don't tell us anything. We are not to be trusted with confidential information. Yes. Sword Art Online 2, Season 2 with Gun Gale and Mother Cesario arc is dubbed. I don't know if it's available only on DVD and Blu-ray or if it's on some sort of streaming site as well. I think it's just Season 1 that's on a streaming site. I don't know. I know it aired on Toonami last season. So I know it's done. It should be available on some sort of streaming site, if not now, soon. Any answer? Yes. You look so cute. Oh, the fairy tale movie? I don't know. I have harassed the director and the production team at Funimation every time that I've gone in. And by harassed, I mean I stand in the hallway and I'm like, hey, so about Fairy Tale the movie, can we talk about that? And they're like, Cherami, we're on a lunch break. I'm like, okay, cool. Walk with me, or I'll walk with you. I don't know. I'm hoping soon. I asked them, are we gonna get to dub it? And they said as long as, you know, the fans want it and it's popular, we shouldn't have a problem dubbing it. So I don't know. I hope so. I miss working on Fairy Tale. That was like for the last 5-6 years of my life. And then once we finished the series, I cried as I was driving home. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, is this the end? And everyone's like, it's not the end. It's going to be okay. I'm like, oh, I hope so. So I'm hoping we get to do the movie again. I would cry otherwise. Yes. King's Quest. Oh, thank you. Yeah, a super cool honor, especially for my second session when I walked in. Christopher Lloyd was in the building, and I did not know it was him until he had passed me by, which is the story of my life. Every time I meet like a celebrity, I always don't know who they are. It doesn't click with me, and I'm just like, oh, okay, normal human, I don't know. And then when they walk past me, I'm like, wait a second. I knew I recognized him. It just took me 8 hours to figure out who he was. So yeah, that was really cool. I had such a great time on that game. We got to do so many different options, and then when they called me back and let me play a little bit more Princess Nice and her daughter, and then I got to play, I think, some random like ice snow guards, and that was the weirdest session ever. I think they were like, give us a little bit of Gollum, but also like a bunny, but like creepy. I'm like, isn't Gollum creepy? Like, are we being redundant with that? But yeah, it was such a fun session. We got to say all these funny lines. We got to leave some outtakes for some coding guys that they said they work for hours and hours at a time, so they're up late at night. So I did some creepy lines that I left for them just to like snap them out of their days. We thought they'd enjoy that. But it's a great team to work with. I think you can tell, you can hear in the game how much fun we're having voicing it and how much love the team has for it. Because they're very meticulous about choosing the voices and giving us enough creative control, but also guiding that. It was such a fun environment to work on. Yes. Do what? How does it feel? Sorry, it's so loud. Come up here so I can hear you. It's so loud and my ears are not working, I guess. I'm sorry. You look so cute. I just made you walk the runway. Awesome, thank you. Confessionals is a blast. This was actually an idea that I came up with on the way back from a convention that I was at with Bryce, where a fan got very aggressive in letting me know that Bryce and I were twins. And when I informed her, that we were brother and sister, and when I informed her we were in fact not related, she got very mad and told me to stop denying my brother. And I said, I have a brother, it's just not Bryce. And then she got very aggressive and started crying. And so I was like, you're right. He is my brother. And it was so rude of me to forget that. So I ran to the panel that I was supposed to be doing with Bryce. I was late. Bryce was like, where have you been? I was like, if anybody asks we're related, don't ask me any questions. It gets messy. And he was like, oh, yeah. I mean, you're my sister. And it was like, and everyone's like, yeah, everybody knows that. I'm like, can we not make jokes? People believe this. So we were on our way back to the airport, and I told Bryce, I was like, we should make this a thing. We should just say that we're related, and just in case, so no one gets upset. And then we went into this whole persona of like, what if we had like fake identities at the convention where we had us and then we had like our convention personas. So then the idea for Confessionals happened where it was like, what if everybody has a fake persona that we just like play up? And so I was gonna write it, but we just sat on it for 3 years, and then my husband, who's a great writer, said, let me write it because I really like this idea and I think we could do something with it. So he wrote the first 5 episodes, and I said, well, nobody's gonna watch it. So we did a Kickstarter, and the fans were crazy supportive and made our goal, and so we were able to do our first season. SakAnime was a huge reason of why it happened, because we filmed at SakAnime at the convention, and we got to hang out with all of our voice actor friends. We're playing these weird, quirky personalities. My character, Riley Starr, is a horrible human being, and Bryce is a doormat. He is Reese Babenflock. I am Riley Babenflock, who doesn't like Babenflock because she thinks it's stupid, so she took a last name that is Starr. J. Michael Tatum is a British, self-important egomaniac. His boyfriend, Brandon, is playing Bartholomew, who's like a fashion icon. We're all very over the top, very ridiculous. We have like crazy fans who do outlandish things. Cassandra Lee Morris is in it. Jamie Markey is in it. Spike Spencer is in it. David Benson is in it. And we're hoping that we get more seasons so that we can get more voice actors involved. So hopefully everybody has a part. So people are like, what about this voice actor? What about this voice actor? And I'm like, we have plans for like everyone if we got to do it. But we can only fit so many storylines in one episode. But yeah, short answer, it's very fun. We finally got a trailer done, and we will be premiering the trailer on Twitch on March 7th at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We wanted to do it in a live format so we could get you guys' comments, since you were the fans that made it happen. So yeah, we don't know when the series is going to come out, if it's going to be on a streaming site, like hosted, or if it's just going to be like on our Confessionals YouTube channel or something. But yeah, we're hoping to be able to do more stuff at conventions. Bryce and I were joking that it'd be fun to do a panel as Reese and Riley, but I don't think anybody wants to see me be that mean to people, because it's like a lot. It makes me very sad inside when I have to say such mean things. But it is secretly kind of fun. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, really fun. That was one of the first series that I worked on in LA with Next Gen, and Jonathan Klein is such a fun director. He gave me gummy bears as soon as the show came out, and it's such a long-running series. It was really fun to get to be a part of that. Yes, Natsu. Oh, Lucy, hi. You look so cute. You guys look amazing. What's the weirdest what that's ever happened to me? Oh. I thought you were just saying the weirdest thing in general, and it did not happen at a convention. It happened in a mall on an elevator. It was very weird. I told this story at SakAnime. I will leave it up to your imagination, but if you've seen Elf, when he puts his foot on the elevator and keeps going up but leaves one there and like is almost doing the splits on the elevator, I did that just backwards going down, and it was not something I chose. It was the most awkward thing of my life. I'm like holding 2 T's, it's going downhill, which is already a bad situation. I did not want to accost the grandmother and little boy going to see Santa Claus, so I was holding back, and then before I knew it, it was too late. And so I had to like slam the T into the side of the rails and hope that I could press off and get enough leverage in my short legs to get on the elevator. I had a huge bruise on my ankle for like 3 weeks, and I didn't know where it came from until I was like, oh right, that one time it was so awkward. And the only thing I'm really disappointed by is that there were like 30 people staring at me and like laughing, and nobody took out an iPhone so I could see it and laugh later. Like, that's just so selfish. Like, let me at least laugh at myself, because I can't even see it, but I know it looked ridiculous. As far as like the weirdest thing that happened at a convention, there have been a lot of unique experiences, but I think it's just always very surreal to even go to a convention and have people like want to come to panels and want to come to screenings and want to talk about the shows that I work on. Because when I work on them, I'm in a booth by myself in a padded room, and I thought about that the other day as I like closed both doors. I'm like, you are willingly locking yourself in a padded room. Most people would think this was a little uncomfortable. So when I'm recording it there, it's just like, I don't think anybody's gonna hear it. So it's kind of surreal every time that people are like, oh, I love that show, and this moment meant so much to me. And I'm like, that moment meant so much to me too. This is crazy. So it's not weird as in like, that's so uncomfortable weird, like falling down an elevator. It's weird as in, this is so cool and so surreal, and I can't believe this is my life and this is my job. Yeah. Yes. Come up here, I know I'm not going to be able to hear you. Hello. I just wanted to make you guys walk the runway. My weirdest line of fairy tale. Oh man, there's been like 5 or 6 years of that show, and there's a weird line in every episode. I've had to say a lot of weird things to deal with Taurus or Cancer. I think I was recording something. They did like a live recording of me while I was voicing one of the episodes from the Grand Magic Games, and it's like nobody should ever watch someone while they're making weird noises and like screaming. It's just so uncomfortable. But there was a line where I had to say, "Way to go, Cancer," because Cancer saved the day. And when you remove that out of context, it's just uncomfortable. And I couldn't like I told him it took me like 3 takes to do it, because I was like, can we say anything else? Just please. And he was like, does it bother you? I was like, yes, like a little bit. So that was weird. I've had some weird instances with Natsu, weird stuff I've had to say, that when you remove things out of context, you're like, this is uncomfortable. The whole towel scene that we had to do in the movie, that was awkward. I mean, it wasn't happening to me, but it's happening to my animated self, and that's weird. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like one of the weirdest things I've said. It happens on a regular basis. I usually try to block it out. Otherwise, I'd cry myself to sleep. But I love working on that show so much and being weird. Any other questions? Yes. Ooh. Oh, man, there are children. She says a lot of really cool things. I'll tell you my most awkward situation working on Gage, that I thought I was going to get fired. So initially, I was not playing that character. They had designed her differently, and they wanted her to be older. And then when they saw how that played with the rest of the characters in the game, they're like, actually, we want a teenage version, and we need her to be like kind of nerdy, kind of girly, really unstable. And Chris Sabat was like, I thought of you immediately. And I was like, thank you. Wait, what? So I mean, like, the breakdown that he gave me is already not kid appropriate. He was like, if you were to run over a character in a game that deals with cars and robbing them, that you would think it was funny, but also feel really bad about it. So we need somebody who has a conscience, but also has a little bit of a dark side. And I feel like you could do that really well. I'm like, well, thank you, I think. So I was having a blast. I was recording this game. Everything was going well. I was super excited. And then when they had originally designed her, she was going to be sort of like a punk rock chick. And so she had this whole guitar riff section. And I realized then and there that guitar riffs are my kryptonite. I can't do them. And so I was like, Eric? Because Eric Vale was directing. I was like, can you give me an example of a guitar riff, please? And he was like, do you need me to teach you how to do this, really? I was like, I am just having a problem right now. I don't know what's happening. So he did a couple examples, and then I did an example, because that's what you do as an actor. You're like, okay, even if I'm not going to get laughed at, it's all going to be fine. I got laughed at. It was not all fine. And they were like, Cherami, that was bad. I was like, I know, I did that on purpose. And secretly in my head, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You really tried, and this is not good. So we did it probably for 30 minutes. And then finally, the writer, Anthony Birch, was like, you know what, I kind of dig this. What if Gage thought she was good at guitar riffs, but she's actually awful? And as her stacks increase, her confidence level increases, but the guitar riffs get worse. And they were like, that's genius. Cherami, can you do that? I was like, intentionally be bad at the thing that I'm bad at? Yes. So it just got worse and worse and worse. And really how I got them to be worse and worse and worse is try harder and harder and harder. So it was really fun recording that for everyone else. My self-esteem died like a lot that day, but I didn't get fired, and that was all that mattered. But for the entire rest of until the game came out, because I was the DLC, I'm seeing like bus wraps and all this stuff, and I'm taking pictures of it, and I couldn't say that I was in the game, and everyone's like, are you in this? I'm like, no, I just have an extensive bus wrap collection. Leave me alone. I take pictures of all bus wraps. So I had friends emailing me bus wrap pictures for like 2 years afterwards. I'm like, I don't care about these. No offense, but I do not need the like 50 Shades of Grey bus wrap. I'm okay. So that happened, and I kept emailing Chris Sabat. I was like, so am I safe to talk about Borderlands? Like, am I still in the game? Did you fire me? Was it because of the guitar riffs? Because you said it was okay. You said be bad. So yeah, there were a lot of fun lines, but I think that was the session where I had a lot of fun, but it was painful for a lot of it. Any other questions? Yes. Do what? Oh, Lizzie and Black Butler. For Funimation, or actually for any of the shows, in LA usually they invite you and tell you which characters they want you to audition for. For Funimation, I guess they might do that now, but back when I worked on Black Butler, they just gave you a binder that gave a synopsis of the show, and then it had each character with a little description and like 5 or 6 lines. So you would go into audition, and usually they say pick 3 characters you think you're right for. And I love doing British accents. So I auditioned for a bunch of characters because I asked Ian if I could audition for all of the girls just so I could do as many British accents as possible. And then when they cast me as Lizzie, I was very excited because then I got to do a British accent all the time. It was such a competitive audition because we live in Texas and we're all actors, and we never get to use our British accents in Texas. That would be not really received very well. I mean, I have a French name and no one has ever said it in the French pronunciation because I remember telling a woman, I was like, it's actually Cherami, it's French. And she goes, no, it's not. I was like, okay. never mind that. She's like, it's Cherami. I was like, you know what? I heard that too.
Heard about that.
So yeah, it was very exciting. And yes. To the Yui part? Oh, it was such a roller coaster of emotions. I love Yui so much. And then when that one thing happened in that one episode, and then Yui became a necklace, I could not stop crying. But luckily, it all ends up okay. SAO just does that. They're like, does this make you feel things? Does this hurt if I make your heart cry here? Okay, good. I want to make sure you're feeling things. It's all the feels. Sometimes when I don't want to feel things, they make sure I do, which is nice. It's a really great show to work on. I love it. Any other questions? Let me see what time it is. Because I have a couple more minutes. I have an autograph session at 4 that you need tickets for, but I have a couple extra tickets, if anybody doesn't have one, that near the end we can come distribute those. So I just wanted to give that a heads up. A couple more questions and we'll do that. Yes. My favorite character that I play, I don't know. I can't decide because they all live in my head, and a lot of them are really good with swords, and I don't want to upset them. One of them has a giant robot that is known to be a little aggressive when Gage gets her feelings hurt, so I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And it's so interesting that the characters have come to me and I've gotten to play them in a time where I'm dealing with things similar to what the character is dealing with, and they're helping me get over things in my life. So I look at all of them very fondly, and I'm very grateful for all of them. So I can't pick a favorite because I love them all differently. They're like my children. And I'm sure there's going to be a parent here that's like, I'll tell you I got a favorite. I'm like, well, I can't pick a favorite. Any other questions? Yes. Do what? Icky Tosin? Yeah, Icky Tosin was really fun. That was also one of the first shows that I worked with, and she's such a crazy fun character. She's like, loves candy just like I do, and I wish I could fight as well as her, but I can't. Jonathan Klein, he is amazing. Jonathan Klein is such a calm, the environment that he creates in a session is very supportive, very cool, very collaborative, and he never makes me feel like I'm making a bad choice. So I make a lot more choices that he'll just steer me in the right direction, but he's the best. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. Fairy Tale? It's so fun playing Lucy, but that was actually the one character I did not audition for when I went in to read for Fairy Tale. I read for every other character, and the director asked me to get back in the booth and read for Lucy, and I said no. I said I didn't think I was anything like her, and it was going to be too painful because I loved the show and I thought she was a cool character, and if I auditioned for her and I didn't get cast, it was going to hurt my feelings. And I said, I really just want to be in Fairy Tale, and that was the first line for audition sides. And he was like, why don't you just say that again? So I said that again. The next one was like, don't do this to me, this is my dream. And I was like, don't do this to me, I really want to be on the show. And he was like, why don't you look at the next line? And so like, that was really my audition, it's just me talking. And that's why Lucy sounds just like me. And we are very similar in some cases. Although I would never wear skirts as short as she does. I just don't have the confidence she does in that case. I would carry around that many keys. My keychain is very heavy. Yes. Yes. Come up here so I can hear you. Hello. about what? Asuna? Oh, if Asuna and Lucy had a battle, who would win? See, this goes along the lines of which one do I want to kill me later if I choose the other. I would like to think that Lucy and Asuna would get together and be like, you know, why are we fighting? And like then make Kirito and Natsu fight instead, and those two girls grab coffee, and Asuna gives Lucy dating advice. That's how I think that would work. Yes. Patty and Soul Eater is so fun. She is insane, and I feel so happy when I get to voice her. I got to sing Row Row Your Boat and Around with myself, which I thought was a genius plan until I realized the reason that songs are sung in a round is because there's multiple people that sing them. So when you do them in a round with yourself, the round stops when you start a new round. I did not think that through, and that realization happened while I was recording, and the director thought it was so great that he kept it in, and that's in the anime. So if you were able to mix it down, you would hear me go, this was a horrible idea, and then keep singing it again and jumping in more around. Yes. See, this is the worst. I brought up the idea about the tickets, but now I don't know how to give them away. Because now if people don't get one, I'm going to feel terrible. So how many people do not have a ticket? Okay, wait, we might be able to make this work. If you do not have a ticket and you would like one, come stand up here and let's see